So I wear two hats. I'm both a family medicine physician working in the traditional healthcare system of the US as an MD, as a medical doctor in California, in Los Angeles, but I'm also a health coach. I try to help prevent a disease to begin with. And I wanted to make this video because I think it's interesting how Western medical system has gone in a very specific direction. What we do is we do the annual physical exam, where the doctor might listen to your heart, they might palpate your lymph nodes, touch your thyroid, take a look in the back of your eyes for any signs of swelling in the brain, look in your ears, palpate your abdomen, pushing on your belly, and then do blood tests. So classically, the blood tests that we do, I'll mention them to you and I'll break it down for you. It's CMP, CBC, TSH, lipid, A1C. So the CMP is a comprehensive metabolic panel, and basically it checks for everything. It checks for magnesium, your potassium, your sodium. It checks for your liver function test, your alk phos, your kidney function tests. And then we check a CBC, which is your hemoglobin, hematocrit, your platelets, white blood cell count, leukocytes, neutrophils. And we do a lipid panel because we want to see if you have high cholesterol. And we do an A1C because we want to see how well your blood sugar is adjusting or fluctuating. So these tests are great, but what are they doing? These tests are looking for a disease. They're looking for the early stages of a disease, but they're not checking for anything upstream. They're checking for the disease that happens that Western medicine will treat. Western medicine is designed very well, by the way. When it works, it is incredible. The Western medical system, when it works, is incredible. But when it does things that it is just not well equipped to do, well, it fails. It fails a lot of people. So we catch a disease early. We say, hey, I did your kidney function test, Mr. Ashori, and we found that your kidneys are not doing that well. And now we're going to run more tests to see why. Oh, it's because you have high blood pressure. So let's lower your blood pressure. Let's give you medications because your blood pressure has already been there probably for 5 or 10 years. And maybe you didn't notice it, or your blood pressure was only happening really late at night. You had sleep apnea, we never knew it. And then same thing with liver. We see an elevated liver, we say, let's do an ultrasound. Oh, you got fatty liver disease. So now let's put you on all these medications and treatments to see if we can reverse it. Or we're just going to monitor it. We're going to monitor it until you need a liver transplant or some other major intervention. And I can go down the list of this for kidney disease and heart disease and diabetes and dementia and asthma and COPD, etc. But the goal is to not do that. The goal is for us to determine what am I at risk for. And instead of doing these tests, you probably need more specialized tests. And oftentimes, you don't even need specialized tests. A doctor can sit down with you, really get a good history, and determine what you're at risk for. They can help you then change your lifestyle just a little bit to change that trajectory. It takes very little. It's like a boat, like a ship. If you turn it a little bit left and you got 300 more miles to go, you're going to hit a new continent, right? Because the distance is so long. And it's the same thing here. If you make one tiny adjustment now when you're young, at the age of 30, at the age of 40, chances are those habits are going to be so compounding that your outcome is probably an improved 10, 20, 30 years of better health, better healthy aging, right? So should you get those blood tests? I'm not saying you should get them or you should not get them, but checking your TSH every year, it's not going to do you much good. Checking for anemia every year is not going to do you much good. Checking for diabetes every year is not going to do you much good because once you get diabetes, you have to treat it. But trying to prevent anemia, trying to prevent any thyroid disease like autoimmune conditions, and trying to prevent diabetes is incredibly worthwhile and not very difficult to do. A great health coach can help you achieve that. Your primary care doctor can help you achieve that. But you have to be intentional, and you have to be the one to speak up and say, yo, doc, let's do this. Like, I don't want to get those diseases. Why are you screening for it? I don't want these screening tests. I hope that's helpful. Take care, guys.